Hey Virgo, welcome. It's Meredith. I am here with a mid-month reading for July 2019, and we are tuning into the energies of the eclipses. I encourage you to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos as well. That way you get the full picture of what's going on with the eclipse energy for you. And we are taking a look at the joys and the challenges. So the joy of the solar and the challenge of the solar eclipse, and joy and challenge of the lunar eclipse, which is upcoming. I think it's on the 16th or 17th. It's happening in Capricorn. So let's just jump right in. We're using the Angel Tarot deck. What is the joy of the solar eclipse that happened in Cancer alongside a new moon on the 2nd of July? You have the Ace of Swords. So the eclipses open gateways, doorways, portals for us to cross and move through, and lots of energy comes rolling through with us. And having this happen in the sign of Cancer for the new moon and the eclipse brings a truckload of compassion, love, healing energy, understanding, connection, communication, service, and so on. And how is that influencing your now, your space between the two eclipses, solar, lunar, what's going on in the middle of it all, right? What's the polarity? What's the harmonizing of opposites for Virgo at this time? And you start out with the Ace of Swords, so fantastic. It's a divine and cosmic gift of brilliant clarity, everlasting strength, and as you know, all aces are new beginnings and fresh starts. So you, Virgo, have a fresh new beginning with brilliant clarity. This speaks to coming through a time of potential chaos and confusion for you. So this is going to feel like a relief, and it's a cool breeze on a hot day. That's the feeling I have here for you. Let's see how it relates, because the challenge card for you in the solar eclipse is Page of Cups. What do I have to offer is the question that's coming at me off that card. The Page of Cups is typically an offer of love. And so in this alignment, what I see is brilliant clarity in your heart space, and you making a choice of what it is you decide to offer. Perhaps you've given carte blanche for a long time. Now you want to sort of rein it in. And I have to say, this is a theme that is coming out of these eclipse readings. We are having some clarity in all the signs about how we've been people pleasers, how we have been givers, and how we've done all of that at the expense of our own joy and happiness many times over. So here we are with the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups. In the Page of Cups, there's great happiness, joy, there's friendly energy on this card, there's some inexperience on this card as well, because pages are not as experienced as knights, queens, kings. However, what's happening here is a refinement of our own personal process. We are understanding that out of the daily readings, we've seen the Ace of Cups over and over again, encouraging us to give from our overflow, not from a diminished or an empty cup. And here we have it at play in the joy and the challenge within the solar eclipse for you, Virgo. Giving carte blanche has exhausted you. You've had that experience time and time again, and so you may be very newly on your foundation, understanding that to give from your overflow is the way to go. You have the clarity for it now, and this is what fuels your happiness. So maintaining your foundation, your heart space, your joy, peace, ease, grace, happy has to become the priority. To do it in reverse, again, is to empty your cup and to leave yourself exhausted and drained of resources even. So this is what the solar eclipse is ushering in for you, eclipsing in for you, and giving you an opportunity to review where that happens in your world and how to adjust, harmonize, self-correct that. Now let's take a look at what's in the oncoming, the potential oncoming of the lunar eclipse. Again, I do believe that's on the 16th or 17th of the month here. It's going to happen in Capricorn, a very grounded energy, a very get-to-work energy. Let's take a look at your joy there. Seven of Pentacles. All right. Seven of Pentacles carries with it just a little bit of impatience for a process. In most tarot decks, we see a person standing in their field. They've got blossoms on the vine, but they're not ready for harvest. So take a look at that in the numerology of tarot. This is a 7, not a 10. 10's fulfillment. 10 is harvest, right? 7 is not quite there. Everything's in blossom, but it's not ripe yet for picking. And that's where you find yourself in the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse will also bring you a revelation. Something that is unknown will become known, and that may add to this sense of potential impatience. And whenever I turn over the 7 of Pentacles, I can't help but think about screaming at the microwave, telling it to hurry up. Like, how much faster do you need it to go, right? You can't rush the process. Everything happens in its own right way, its own right season. You can't force the blossom to ripen. It's got a natural process. So the lunar eclipse is going to reveal to you where that has to take place in your current process. And it may feel uncomfortable as it comes to you. However, this is an invitation to also take a glance at hindsight and notice that when you've done that in the past, when you've come out of impatience and rather into divine allowing and acceptance, you can see the wisdom of it in hindsight and how well it worked for you. It could be as simple as, you know, if I had rushed this process, this would have happened and the whole thing would have blown up. But instead, some divine synchronicity and serendipity stepped in, and I ended up being in allowing and accepting, and look at the miracle it created. So consider that. Now, the challenge of the lunar, potential challenge of the lunar eclipse for you comes in the Fool card, which is, you know, not looking before you leap. And the Fool is almost always ready to walk off a cliff. The Fool also has very little concern for consequences. So here we have a combination where you could be feeling impatient, wanting to rush a process, but what is the consequence of doing that? Consider it. These two cards tell you to pause and just take a breath, take a beat before you take an action. Come into your brilliant clarity that's over here on this Ace of Swords. Engage that. Redefine in the moment. All right, your next card, Virgo, comes from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. And the question put to the cards was simply, where is Virgo in the now of the eclipse process? And you get infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. And I do feel that's a truth here, most especially on this 7. Allowing this process without trying to control it is really important. There's blessing, there's bounty, there's the miraculous, and there are experiences that you could not dream better on your own without the influence of the universe gifting you. So if we rush the process, we rush... Sorry for the background noise. If we rush the process, we may push too hard and not allow the fullness, the full bounty, the full abundance of what's on offer to us from the universe. All right, last card in the reading comes from the Indigo Angel Oracle deck. And the question put to these cards was simply, what do the guides and angels of Virgo wish to share? And you have self-reflection. You know, that's the perfect card. As I was saying moments ago, take a pause and look at your hindsight for when you were in acceptance and allowing rather than in impatience, and look at how that miraculously created results that you could not have dreamed better at the time you dreamed it. So this card confirms that message. All right, Virgo, that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed the eclipse reading. Please like, share, subscribe here on the channel. Leave a comment if you're guided, of course. And do check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos as well. Bye for now.